Today we are going to talk about how to use the Python netmiko ConnectHandler script. The previous video was explaining about how to use the script to connect to a single device and run a set of commands. Now this video is just enhancing that script wherein we execute multiple commands but on multiple routers. So I can explain the script. It's going to be pretty much similar to the previous video, but we will quickly walk through the script. So first from netmiko under the Python, we import the main function, the ConnectHandler, which is the one that tries to establish the connection to the routers and executes the command. The getpass, as you know very well, is trying to prompt for a password and gets it stored under the password variable here. The username is prompting for the username to be entered, and it is also stored in this variable, which will later be used and called by the script. The first file is the list of commands that I want to send. Here it is called a generic name as BA. You can of course have it more reliable or more self-exclamatory according to your needs. So I have just quickly named it as BA, but what it does is it's got a list of commands within this file. So we are opening that file, reading the commands and storing it in this variable called commands to send. Each line inside this is read and stored in this variable. The list of commands that I am trying to run is also being printed here. So we understand when the script is running, what are the commands that will be executed on the box. So it will be much easier to understand what is happening. The next is the device IP list. Here again, the file name is VA. It has all the devices to which I want to connect and run those commands. So again, the device IP addresses are stored in this variable. Each line in this file contains an IP address and all of them are stored in this variable. And that is also being printed, so to give us an indication on what devices I am trying to connect and run those commands. The first for loop is the most important one here, wherein I call this variable router in devices. That is, whatever IP addresses are here, I want the script to connect to each one of them. The IP address of the device is mapping to the router. It's just a variable map. Then Juno's devices is my devices on the script that I'm connecting to and running the commands are all Juniper devices. So I've just named it for ease of understanding. So the device type is the crucial bit where you have to give this as Juniper Junos. This is a template. If you have Cisco, the templates will change accordingly. That detail should be easily available on the internet as to what device type for Python I should use for different vendor products. The IP is pretty much the same IP address of the device. I'm just calling it here again for ease of understanding. Username will replace whatever is the value stored under the username, and the password is the same. And then the key bit is all devices. So I know that this script is going to, this for loop is pretty much, calling multiple IPs that are stored in this file. So all devices is just a self-exclamatory that maps to this entire Juniper devices from this file list. Then for each of those devices, I want the net connect to invoke the connect handler to connect to the device and execute the command. So this section of the script is exactly the same as the previous video where we spoke about how to use ConnectHandler to execute commands on a single device. The fact that the first for loop is trying to connect to each of the IP address, and once it connects to each of those device IP addresses, I'm just running the same old for loop where it will execute the individual commands per line on those devices one at a time. So we can see what happens when I execute the script. Before that, I am just showing you the list of commands that I want to run, which is the BA file as you see here. Then the devices on which I want to run this script is on these three devices. So you can update this VA file. Like if you want 10 devices, you can just have those device IP addresses entered. So for each of those IP addresses, these two commands will be executed. Likewise, the BA file can also be appended with more commands that you want to run. So quickly trying to run this command to demonstrate what happens. The file name for my script is A10. So as you expect, the username is called for, the password is entered, and the variables are stored and reused on the script. You can see the script has already executed the commands on all those three boxes. So let's look at it. As we expected, it's first telling me what are the commands that will be executed on the routers, then on all what are all the device IP addresses on which these commands will be executed. So it's a quick explanation as to what the script is going to do and on which devices. So it might be helpful for operations if people are running this kind of scripts to know what exactly is being run and on what devices. Then you can see it's connecting to the first device. It has executed the two commands and it has given the outputs. Next, it's connecting to the second device, as you can see here, executed the commands and given me the outputs. Likewise, it's connecting to the third device, executed the commands like the packet forwarding engine statistics, as you can see here, and the ARP table. So there you go. This script can be enhanced and modified to your needs. Hope this was useful. See you soon with another video. Bye for now.